Let's continue our tutorial here. This is the second one in a series on using Weebly to set up a website. In the first one we covered real quickly the setting up a new account, but especially going through and choosing a template as the next step. Again, a template that you can customize and add and delete components to it. And then I showed how there is a site planner, which is an excellent tool to help you both learn about using Weebly and to plan how your site should be set up. Once we had gone through that, then we came to the editor here, and here's where I clicked on the Pages tab. And the next step I was going to show you here was how to add a page. Well, it's pretty straightforward. Clicking on the Add Page button, you can add 3 different types of pages. Here, let's just stick with adding a standard web page. It's going to ask you to create a page name here, and let's call this one Introduction. And we're going to go ahead and say Save and Edit at this point. And it's going to put us in that specific page, the introduction page here. In fact, we can tell that by if you look at the navigation bar at the top of our main page here, the introduction page is highlighted here. I can click on Home, and that will, or should bring us back to the home page here. There it goes. Or the introduction page here. We can go back to and see what pages we have by again clicking on Pages here. And again, you can see on the left side, it shows us the 2 pages we now have in our website, both Home and Introduction. And we can add a few additional pages here. We'll click on Add a Page, select Standard Page, and here we can say, call this one Best Works, for example, and save and edit at this point in time. I wonder if we hit Enter key here. That doesn't work, so I guess it's save and edit. So again, it's going to dump us back into editing that new page that we just created here. So we want to go back and add another page. Again, click on Pages, add a page. Let's add a 4th standard page here and call this one About Me. And save and edit here. So one last one here. We can come in and add, now we have 4 pages as you can see. And if we wanted to add an additional page here, let's say we wanted to add a subpage here under Best Works. Let's say we wanted to have a collection of best works called photography, for example. Since I'm a photographer, that makes sense. And I'm going to call that photography here and click Save and Edit. Come back to Pages here. And let's say I want this under Best Works. So let's left click on the left side of the photography link here and drag it to Best Works here. So notice it's now on top. Let's drag it a little bit below. Now it's below Best Works, but we want it as a subpage under Best Works. So instead of just clicking and repositioning it as we did, I can also not just move it up or down, but left click it and drag it to the right. And notice now it's indented under Best Works. It now means it's a subpage. In fact, let's click Save and Edit and drop us into, in here, we can see we don't have the photography page here because it is now not one of our top level pages. It's a subpage. And it's, remember, we had placed it under Best Works here. So if we come over to Best Works, there's our photography subpage here. Nice thing about Weebly, as opposed to, for example, Wix and some of the other ones, it allows you to do subpages under subpages, and you can nest them quite a bit, levels deep. Let's say, for example, we'll create a new page called Standard Page. One of my favorite kinds of photography is macro photography. We'll click Save and Edit here, come back to Pages, and let's put macro underneath photography here, and then let's make that a subpage under photography. Click Save and Edit, come back. We click Show Best Works. Notice there's photography with an arrow to the right. Come down to photography, and now we can show the second level deep under Best Works, the macro. So that's a really nice advantage to Weebly, is it offers you the ability to nest multiple levels deep, and it has a nice menu system to handle that indeed. Last thing I wanted to say is just we can go back, and if we want to rename a particular page, for example, if you didn't want this to be macro, again, you click on macro, you can come in and rename a page very easily. And then, as I showed, you can reorder just by clicking and dragging around. If you don't want a particular page to actually be displayed in the menu system, you can click on this checkbox here, Hide Page in the navigation menu. And so you may have, let's say macro, I might have 2 pages that I link to from macro, but I don't want to have them nested 4 levels deep or something like that. I can just have a couple of links on the macro page and have it jump you to those separate pages, but not have it show up in the menu system at all. So that's an advantage also within Weebly, and I think you can do that within the other ones, Wix and all. We'll continue on in the next video.